Siamo in collegamento? Hi Hamadoun. Ciao Hamadoun.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me welcome to the Avaya Forum in Rome, Hamadoun. We are very, very, very proud to have you here with us. I have with me an important guest. Please, Michael, could you come here? I have on my side Michael Bayer, the responsible for EMEA of Avaya, which want to present you to our very, very crowded audience. Please, Michael.
Is the microphone open?
Just
Hello?
a minute, Hamadoun.
Yeah, I'm very proud and honored to introduce this video conference, which another video conference, the second one for today, which goes through the public internet. So all of what we've talked about before is just shown in a live version here. It's an honor for me and, of course, for Avaya to have the pleasure to welcome Hamadoun Touré, who is the General Secretary of the ITU, who is connected from Geneva out of his office. As I said, through the public internet, he's looking forward to give us some insight on what the ITU, as International Telecommunication Union, directly reporting to the General Secretary of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, is really all about, and what he believes is going to set the trending and the scene in the ITC market. So, Mr. Touré, please go ahead and give us your insight and your view of the market. Thank you.
Yes, good morning to all, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be able to join you in Rome this morning using the power of ICT to attend your forum in Rome from my office here in Geneva. In the second decade of the 21st century, we all recognize the vital importance of broadband as a key enabler for competitiveness and for sustainable social and economic development for all countries. This is why the Broadband Commission for Digital Development, set up 3 years ago by ITU and UNESCO, sets ambitious but achievable targets for global broadband development. The first of these targets aims to help make broadband policy universal by 2015, and we have already seen considerable success in this regard, with well over 100 countries having a national broadband plan, including broadband in their universal access, universal service definition, or both. The importance of broadband to all countries was made very clear at the World Conference on International Telecommunications Regulations, the WICIT 2012. And Raffaele, last week in Rome, we had quite a good chance to talk about it. This conference took place in December last year, and I'm pleased to note that the new International Telecommunication Regulations, the ITRs, which came out of the WICIT, contains important new provisions, notably in Article 6, which will encourage investment in international telecommunication networks and which will promote competitive wholesale pricing for traffic carried. And that was really the main purpose of the WICIT. This is one of the most important articles in the revised ITRs, and I'm confident that it will play a very important role in furthering broadband rollout around the world and in bringing the internet within reach of the remaining 4.5 billion people globally who are still offline. We have 2.5 billion people connected today, but we should not forget that there are 4.5 billion not connected. We are among the privileged ones of the 2.5 billion people who are connected. And I'm sure no one attending this forum forgets that it is very important to make sure that all the world people are connected. The revised ITRs also contain several new resolutions which do not require any ratification, acceptance, or approval process and are not inherently binding for member states. They are nonetheless very important texts and will themselves help to promote improved access to ICTs to all the world's people, and to ensure the long-term sustainability of the internet. In this regard, I would like to draw your attention to the third resolution, which addresses the fostering of an enabling environment for the greater growth of the internet. The resolution specifically calls for greater broadband investment and expresses support for the multi-stakeholder model for internet governance. And I believe that we have to agree that internet is carried over the traffic that is provided by the ITU stakeholders. Now, in closing, let me reaffirm ITU's commitment to continue acting as a bridge between member states and the private sector, and to continue acting as a positive catalyst for ICT development worldwide. As you know, we are the oldest organization of the UN family, but we are also the youngest by heart, but because we are dealing with ICTs, which is the newest technologies, but also we have a special public-private sector partnership with over 700 private companies that are members of the union. I have already mentioned our positive role in creating an environment conducive to telecoms infrastructure investment and rollout, but let me also mention two other areas where ITU is working to make a positive difference. The first is cybersecurity, which has already clearly become one of the greatest issues of our time, and it will continue to grow in importance. This is a global issue which can only be resolved with global solutions, and this is why we must work together to set international policies and standards and to build an international framework for cybersecurity and cyber peace. At ITU, we are proud of the ITU Impact Initiative, which is the first truly global multi-stakeholder and public-private alliance against cyber threats, which already brings together more than 140 countries, including Italy. To be truly effective, however, such initiatives must include participation from all stakeholders, including both the public and private sectors, as well as international organizations. They must also be complementary and avoid creating silos, which would risk fragmenting a coherent, coordinated approach to ensuring global cyber resilience, which is our common goal. And the second is emergency telecommunications, which play an absolutely critical role in saving lives and mobilizing resources in the wake of disasters. Advanced ICTs like wireless and satellite communication systems, remote sensing, and satellite imaging can make a real difference during those first crucial hours and days, scoping out the extent of damage, helping locate survivors, measuring danger for rescue teams, and ensuring humanitarian response crews can communicate effectively with their team members, with other agencies working on site, with local paramedics, and with the victims. ITU has long been a champion of emergency telecommunications. Through each and every one of those, the three sectors of ITU, the radio communication sector, the development sector, and the standardization sector, we invest considerable resources, time, and energy into the continued development and deployment of these vital services and infrastructure wherever and wherever they are needed. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish you a very successful forum.
Hamadoun, thank you very much for your contribution. Let me ask, your mission is connecting people, connecting countries, connecting ideas. connecting economies. From Avaya Forum, you have all the sustain to your goal and to the ITU goal. Let me ask to you, which are the next appointment you will have in front of you?
We have a number of major events coming up this year, and which will give us opportunities again to brainstorm with everyone, all the stakeholders. We have the World Policy Forum, the Telecommunication Policy Forum taking place here in May, together with the WISHES Forum, the World Summit on Information Society. Those are very big events that are enabling us to bring stakeholders together in a very low-pressure format that enable them to express themselves without political pressure. We have the Global Symposium of Regulators this year, which is taking place in Poland this year in July. And this is again another opportunity for global regulators to come together, exchange best practices and lessons learned. You know, we are in the information society today, and our ultimate goal is a knowledge society. And to enter the information society, to enter from the information society to knowledge society, people need to make sure they use information and share it. And we are proud that ITU and its constituencies are enabling us not only to access information, to use it, to create information, but last but not least, to share information. And this will be the power of the tools that we will be using here in this world, and it will make the world a better place.
Thank you very much, Hamadoun. Thank you very much to Hamadoun Touré, Secretary General of International Telecommunication Union from Geneva. Thank you very much again. Bye-bye. Ciao, Hamadoun.